Attention! Before starting the video, I would like to make it clear that, like you, I'm also a fan of Family Guy. Although we do not agree with, nor do we apologize any of the behaviors shown in the video, we understand that it is a humor series, and that its content should not be taken seriously. Therefore, it is worth remembering that this video is informational and entertaining in character. We do not intend to discuss the morality of your conduct, so relax. I think it's no secret that Peter is the most irresponsible guy to ever walk the face of the earth. In several situations, his idiocy borders on criminality. In others, he actually acts like a criminal. A man this dangerous should not be living in society. If he was not admitted to a psychiatric hospital, he would have to be locked in a cell for the rest of his life. In today's video we will show reasons why he should be arrested. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Take the opportunity to suggest the theme for the next video below in the comments. Do you know what the worst things Peter Griffin ever did were? Peter may seem like a harmless guy at first, but when you think about all the crazy shenanigans he's gotten into over the years, you realize that many of them are illegal. Peter breaks the law a lot, and some of his crimes are worse than you might think. For this list, we will look at the many crimes he has committed. Although the cartoon is fun, the truth is that Peter would be a terrible person and would easily spend a lifetime in prison if he were a real person. Drunkenness and disorder. Peter drinks and goes to Drunken Clam regularly. He also often gets involved in all kinds of illegalities while intoxicated. For example, Peter tends to walk around naked while under the influence of alcohol, which he did even on his first day at his new job, working at a brewery. Perhaps the most dangerous examples are his multiple instances of drunk driving, putting himself and everyone around him in danger. While these acts are terrible, at least he isn't sober while doing them, which is more than we can say for most of his bad behavior. Robbery, breaking and entering. Peter has little regard for the personal property of others and is frequently involved in robberies, thefts, and home invasions. Over the years, he has stolen many things from many people, including his family and friends, often for no reason at all. Peter was also involved in a wide variety of robberies, from train robberies and bank robberies, as well as piracy on dry land. However, his entry into other people's homes was not always financially motivated, as he also invades places just for the sake of invading. Millions of dollars in damage to public and private property. Even all of Peter's thefts probably couldn't pay for all the damage he caused to everything around him. With all the crazy things Peter does, there's a lot of collateral damage, and that usually includes a lot of property damage. He has destroyed Joe's yard and Cleveland's entire house several times. There's even a running joke in the series where Peter's adventures always destroy Cleveland's house, causing his neighbor to fall out of the bathtub. Cleveland got so fed up with this that he had to move out and have his own series to end this vicious cycle. As it wasn't as successful, he ended up returning and his house continued to be destroyed by Peter. Peter's recklessness caused havoc and destruction everywhere. That's because Peter is always fighting with the giant chicken in the city, in the country, on the planet and even in space. Each fight causes more and more destruction, and he mentioned that he could not let his enemy die as he would be financially responsible for all the destruction they caused. Domestic tea. This is so serious that I can't even say the word. Peter is responsible for many cases of incidental destruction, and some of them are the result of actions that qualify as crimes. Because, as far as we know, it's a crime to blow things up. In one episode, Peter befriends a Muslim man and ends up accidentally destroying a bridge with explosives. Even if it was an accident, it only happened because of his idiocy, which doesn't exempt him from the crime. Coincidentally, this is the same controversial episode where Peter runs over people in the Boston Marathon. He is also guilty of blowing up not one, but 2 hospitals. One such incident happened during a Joker impersonation. Anyone who mirrors the Joker should already be automatically arrested, especially when they blow up a hospital just to make a reference to a movie. The other incident happened at a children's hospital, which was another accident. The problem is that he was trying to blow up something else, which was dangerously close to the hospital full of children, so it wasn't that accidental. It's true he went to prison for it, but he was only in prison for a week. Treason against the USA. In addition to Peter's other activities, he has also rebelled directly against the USA. After discovering that his homeland is not officially part of the USA, Peter creates his own nation on the territory, called Pretoria. If it was just that, it would still be worth mentioning. It goes too far when he later invades America, annexing Joe's backyard pool to his nation. As if that wasn't provocative enough, he decides to throw a party, inviting several hostile dictators to his territory. His rebellion doesn't last long, as the US quickly retakes Pretoria and the other conquered lands, proving that everything was stupid. Animal abuse. Peter's crimes are not limited to humans, as he also commits them against animals. In addition to his battles with a giant chicken, Peter has often purchased strange or exotic pets and failed to feed them or otherwise mistreated them. An example of this mistreatment was the time Peter brought home a horse with brain damage. On another occasion, he also killed Quagmire's cat while trying to shave it. Even his own dog, Brian, cannot escape Peter's cruelty. On several occasions, Brian is beaten, shot, or otherwise injured. Peter is definitely not the best friend of animals. Spousal abuse. Peter is not a husband to his wife Lois, but a bratty and malicious son. He constantly demands things from her or ignores her feelings and opinions. What's worse is that he does all of this just to feed his own selfish and random whims, which is a form of emotional abuse. Lois once tried to separate from Peter, but he threatened to end his own life if she did so. Besides, we are not even mentioning the constant and mutual physical attacks between the couple. This is definitely not a healthy relationship. Child abuse, neglect and endangerment. Why limit himself to his wife and animals when Peter has 3 children? His abusive behaviors also extend to his children. Peter regularly neglects, disrespects, and abuses his children. In addition to ignoring his duties as a father, he often hurts and traumatizes his own children. The one who suffers the most is poor Meg, who doesn't have a single minute of peace. In addition to being cruel to his own children, he also has the same behavior towards children and teenagers in general. He often harms minors, through runovers, assaults and other forms of bodily harm. Children's pee. Another name so dark I can't even mention it. It's no secret that Peter consumes this type of content. However, this becomes a crime as it involves children and adolescents. Peter has an impressive pee collection, but one of the most disturbing parts of his collection is the material involving minors. In one episode, it is revealed that Peter has hundreds of photos of children's male genitals. In this episode, this is part of a bizarre strategy to get Lois to be friends with Cleveland's wife. I really hope it's not true. It is also implied that Peter has pee of underage girls on his computer, which he throws into the ocean to avoid discovery. With everything we've seen so far, it's pretty clear that he should be kept as far away from any children as possible. And to confirm that he is really sick, it's worth remembering the day his teenage children caught him watching pee of corn. It was a very suggestive scene of corn with melted butter on top. Peter tried to convince his children that the scene did not contain gay content, but he was arrested when police discovered that it was a baby corn. Okay, that was funny. Unvivify people. If we counted all the people who lost their lives as a result of Peter's actions, we would be here until tomorrow. The most notable cases I can remember were 2. The first was the day he caused an accident at home, during a party, which caused the death of his foster father. Even though it was just an accident, his father really got killed because of Peter's idiocy. In the second case, there is no way to wipe it off. Peter and his friends literally took the life of a sanatorium janitor once. Not satisfied with the crime, they still hid the body, which makes everything even worse. And I'm not even considering that time, when they literally planned and executed the death of Quagmire's brother-in-law. Based on all these facts, we can conclude that Peter Griffin is a despicable human being who deserves to rot in jail. Of course, we overlook all of this when we remember that it is a comedy series, which aims to entertain, and not make value judgments. So, take it easy on the criticism, as this was an informative and entertaining video, not a politically correct one. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Take the opportunity to suggest the theme for the next video below in the comments. See you in the next video.